Welcome to Zen Morning Wisdom. Take a very slow, deep, intentional breath in, filling your entire lungs with the pure, crisp energy of this brand new morning, and let it out softly, completely emptying your mind of yesterday's heavy shadows. As the sun rises, the world is reborn, and so are you. Today is a clean slate, a sacred canvas that has not yet been touched by worry, stress, or regret. In this deep, extended journey of morning transformation, we will sit together in noble silence to explore 7 profound Zen lessons. These are not just philosophical ideas, they are active spiritual keys to completely cleanse your internal world, dissolve your hidden anxieties, and establish an unshakable fortress of radiant peace within your soul for the rest of the day. Listen with an open heart and let these words reshape your reality from the inside out. The first profound Zen lesson for this morning is the art of beginning with an empty cup. There is a famous old Zen story about a learned scholar who went to visit a wise master to ask about the path to enlightenment. As they sat together in the quiet morning light, the master began pouring hot tea into the scholar's cup. He poured until the cup was completely full to the brim, and then, to the scholar's surprise, he kept on pouring without stopping. The hot tea spilled over the sides, flooding the bamboo table and dripping onto the floor. The scholar watched the overflow until he could no longer contain his frustration, shouting out that the cup was completely full and no more tea would go in. The master smiled gently, stopped pouring, and said, "Like this cup, your mind is completely full of your own opinions, your old baggage, and your busy anxieties from yesterday. How can I show you the beauty of Zen unless you first completely empty your cup? Look closely at your mind right now, at the very beginning of this day. Are you carrying the leftovers of yesterday's problems into this beautiful morning? Breathe deeply, and as you exhale, imagine flipping your cup upside down. Let it all pour out. Let go of the need to know everything, to fix everything, or to control everyone. Start this day completely empty, fresh, and hollow like a bamboo reed, ready to receive the pure, magnificent gifts that the universe has prepared for you today. The second lesson is the daily cultivation of absolute presence, or the practice of Ichigo Ichie, understanding that this very morning hour, this single breath, will never happen again in the history of the universe. The human mind, when left untrained and wild, is naturally a chaotic wanderer. Even in the early hours of the morning, it spends half of its valuable energy running backward into the graveyard of the past, replaying old arguments, and the other half rushing into the foggy illusion of the future, creating artificial scenarios and anxious fears. But Zen reminds us that life does not exist in the past, nor does it wait for you in the future. Life is happening right now, in the space between your inhale and your exhale. Mindfulness is the simple, beautiful act of bringing the wandering monkey mind back home to the temple of the physical body. When you are drinking your morning water or coffee, simply taste it fully. When you are breathing, know that you are alive. When a stressful thought about today's tasks tries to invade your mind, do not fight it and do not entertain it either. Simply observe it like a distant cloud moving across a vast blue morning sky. The cloud does not leave any permanent marks on the sky, and a thought cannot damage your pure, spacious awareness. The third profound lesson is the awakening of boundless loving kindness, the radiant energy of metta. Zen teaches us that true internal power is never aggressive. It is soft, compassionate, and welcoming. Often, our minds are deeply polluted and heavy because we wake up holding unconscious grudges against people who have wronged us. Or we start the day with harsh judgments and anger toward ourselves for our own human limitations. This negative energy acts like a slow poison inside your chest, draining your morning vitality before the day even begins. To thoroughly cleanse your mind today, you must actively send out waves of unconditional compassion. Imagine a soft, warm, glowing light radiating outward from your heart center, expanding across your room, touching your loved ones, your neighbors, and even those who have caused you pain in the past, silently wishing them peace, freedom, and genuine happiness. More importantly, turn that healing light inward upon your own soul. Speak to your inner world with ultimate gentleness, saying, "May I be peaceful, may I be strong, may I be free from fear." When your heart is completely full of compassion, there is simply no room left for the weeds of anger and resentment to take root. The fourth Zen lesson is deep alignment with the law of impermanence, known as Mujo. When a Zen master looks at the world, they see that everything from the morning dew on a leaf to the greatest star in the cosmos is in a beautiful state of constant change. Nothing remains identical for even a fraction of a second. We suffer because our egos try to freeze the river of life, demanding that pleasant moments last forever and becoming paralyzed with fear that unpleasant moments will never end. When you deeply accept that change is the very fabric of nature, your relationship with reality completely transforms. If you wake up feeling heavy, anxious, or overwhelmed this morning, you can look at that emotion calmly without panic, knowing that it is just a passing weather pattern in your mind. It came into your awareness and it will eventually dissolve and leave. By not resisting the natural flow of change, you stop reacting violently to the external events of the world. You become like a deep, majestic ocean. The surface waves may rise and crash wildly during a morning storm, but the infinite depths below remain absolutely silent, still, and perfectly undisturbed. The fifth lesson is the sacred practice of guarding the gates of the senses. In this modern era, our mornings are often hijacked the moment we open our eyes. We pick up our phones, we read the chaotic news, we check stressful messages, and we immediately fill our clean morning minds with the noise, opinions, and anxieties of thousands of strangers. In Zen, this is considered a violent act against your own soul. Your mind is a sacred garden, and the early morning is the time when the soil is most fertile and sensitive. Whatever seeds you plant in the first hour of the day will grow and color your entire reality until the sun sets. Guard your gates with absolute fierce devotion. Choose silence over digital noise. Choose the sound of your own breath over the opinions of the world. Allow your mind to rest in its natural, unpolluted state before you step out into the busy world. True wealth is not about how much information you can consume, but how much inner space you can preserve. The sixth profound Zen lesson for this glorious morning is the daily cultivation of contentment, known in the ancient tradition as Jinto. In our modern society, we are constantly programmed from the moment we open our eyes to feel inadequate. The world whispers to us that we need more money, a better body, a higher status, or a different life to finally be happy. This constant state of seeking creates a permanent morning anxiety, a subtle feeling that who you are right now is somehow not enough. Zen fiercely shatters this illusion. Look out your window at the natural world. The trees do not compare themselves to one another. The rose does not try to become a lotus. Each element of nature rests fully and perfectly in its own being. This morning, practice the radical act of wanting exactly what you already have. Look at your breath, your body, your life, and your shelter. Realize that if you cannot find peace right here in this very room, you will never find it anywhere else in the world. Peace is not a destination you reach after you solve all your problems. Peace is the very path you walk upon when you realize that this present moment is already complete, whole, and perfectly sufficient for your soul. The seventh and final lesson to lock in your morning transformation is the practice of radical non-reaction, or developing the mind of a mirror. The Buddha and the ancient Zen masters often compared the fully purified mind to a beautiful, clear glass mirror. When a red flower passes in front of a mirror, the mirror reflects the red color perfectly, without any distortion. When the flower leaves, the mirror does not try to hold on to the image. It becomes instantly empty and clean again, ready to receive the next moment. It does not judge the flower as beautiful or ugly, and it does not become angry if dust passes by. Most of our mental suffering throughout the day comes because we do not act like mirrors. We act like glue. When someone speaks a harsh word to us, or when an unexpected traffic delay happens, we let that event stick to our minds. We replay it over and over, turning a tiny spark of negativity into a massive internal fire. This morning, make a sacred vow to your own consciousness to be like a mirror. Let the events of the day pass through your experience without leaving a scratch on your inner peace. If someone is angry, let it be their weather pattern, not yours. Remain centered, spacious, and beautifully transparent. Now that we have deeply planted these 7 sacred Zen seeds into your morning consciousness, let us sit together in the majestic temple of your own breathing. Feel the gentle texture of the air as it enters your nostrils, travels down your throat, and expands your abdomen. This breath is your ultimate anchor. No matter how chaotic, demanding, or unpredictable your outer day becomes, you can always close your eyes for 3 seconds and return to this exact space of silent, unshakable awareness. You are not the temporary roles you play in the world. You are not your job title, your financial status, or the opinions that others have about you. You are the vast, eternal sky, and everything else, the stress, the chores, the bills, the noisy traffic, are just brief weather systems passing through you. Trust the deep, silent intelligence that moves your heart and controls the planets. You are deeply loved, completely supported, and divinely guided by the universe. As the morning light grows brighter around you, feel a profound sense of protective golden energy wrapping around your entire being, like a shield of absolute peace. Carry this stillness with you as you step out into the world today. Walk with a gentle smile, speak with truth and kindness, and let your calm presence be a source of healing light for every human being you cross paths with. The world does not need more noise, more anger, or more speed. The world desperately needs your silence, your peace, and your awakened heart. Take one last, deeply grounding breath into your core and let it out with a sigh of pure relief and gratitude. You are fully prepared. You are completely shielded. Go forth into this day with the unshakable power of Zen. May you be peaceful. May you be strong. May your day be filled with miracles. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Let the echo of the morning bell resonate deeply within the cells of your body, locking in this state of divine alignment. As you move your fingers and gently open your eyes to face the physical world, remember that your internal energy shapes your physical reality. What you hold inside is what you will manifest outside. Do not let the lower vibrations of the world pull you out of your sacred temple. You have cleaned your cup. You have cleared your river. You have guarded your gates. You are standing in the absolute center of your own power. Rest in this knowing. Stay mindful in every step, and let your life be a living expression of the beautiful Buddha wisdom. Sleep was for the night, but awakening is for this glorious morning. Step into your day with majesty, courage, and infinite peace. Namaste. As the morning sun gently climbs higher, painting the sky in shades of gold, amber, and soft pink. Let us look deeper into the architecture of our own consciousness. Zen is not about becoming someone else. It is about stripping away the illusions of who you think you are supposed to be. All your life, society has handed you labels, definitions, and heavy expectations. You have been told to run faster, achieve more, and never show vulnerability. This relentless chasing turns your mind into a turbulent battlefield before your day even begins. But right now, in this sacred pocket of early morning silence, you are permitted to resign from the world. You do not need to defend your worth to anyone. You are alive. Your lungs are expanding with fresh oxygen. Your heart is conducting the symphony of life. This in itself is the ultimate miracle. When you ground yourself in this realization, your morning anxiety completely dissolves, giving way to an ancient, unshakable confidence that is rooted in pure being rather than constant doing. Listen to the ancient whisper of the wind through the temple courtyard. In Zen, we speak often of the mind of a mirror. When you walk out of your home today, the world will attempt to throw its chaos at you. People may cut you off in traffic. A colleague might speak with irritation, or technology might fail at a critical moment. If your mind is like sticky glue, these minor events will cling to you, building up frustration until your entire day is poisoned. But if you choose to be a clear mirror, you will reflect these occurrences perfectly without letting them penetrate your core. A mirror catches the reflection of a passing storm, but it never keeps the rain. It remains completely clean, spacious, and transparent. Let the negative behaviors of others be a reflection of their own internal clouds, not yours. You are the master of your own energy domain. By remaining a silent witness to the external noise, you preserve your vital force and move through your day with majestic grace and untamed inner peace. Let us now expand this feeling of inner cleanliness to the physical vessel that houses your spirit. Feel the blood flowing effortlessly through your limbs, carrying vitality and renewal to every cell. Your body has fought thousands of silent battles to keep you healthy, alive, and awake this morning. Send a wave of profound, unconditional gratitude from your heart center down into every organ, every muscle, and every bone. When you love your physical home, your mental state naturally elevates. Breathe in a deep sense of total revitalization, imagining a vibrant, luminous energy entering through the crown of your head, washing down your spine, and purging any leftover fatigue or stagnation. Every breath you take is a contract of renewal with the cosmos. You are being recreated in this very second. The old version of you that made mistakes or felt overwhelmed yesterday no longer exists unless you choose to drag its ghost into the present. Step out of the tomb of the past Embrace the radical freshness of this moment. As you prepare to transition from this state of deep stillness into the active movement of your daily life, visualization is your final Bhaktab shield. Picture yourself moving through your scheduled tasks today with absolute calmness and precision. See yourself listening patiently to others, responding rather than reacting, and maintaining a soft, gentle pocket of quiet space within your mind, even in the middle of a busy environment. You do not have to absorb the tension of the world to function within it. You can be the calm in the center of the hurricane. Let your presence be so grounded and peaceful that when people step into your radius, their own racing thoughts naturally begin to slow down. You are no longer just a consumer of energy. You are an active generator of high vibration, radiant peace. This is the highest spiritual service you can offer to humanity today. The morning bell sounds once more, its deep, resonant vibration anchoring these 7 sacred Zen lessons into the very core of your subconscious mind. Your cup is now completely empty, ready to receive the fresh water of life. Your river has settled, revealing the pure crystalline truth of your eternal nature. Your gates are guarded with fierce awareness. You are completely aligned, completely protected, and completely awake. Open your eyes slowly, taking in the colors of your room with fresh, childlike wonder. Smile at the day ahead, for it holds limitless possibilities for growth, joy, and manifestation. Trust the invisible currents of the universe to guide your steps safely. Go forth with dignity. Carry the silence of the temple in your chest, and let your life be a beautiful masterclass in mindfulness. May you be peaceful. May you be wildly successful, and may you remain unshakable. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. As we deep dive further into the ocean of morning stillness, let us explore the profound Zen concept of Wu Wei, or the art of effortless action. In the Western mind, success is often viewed as a violent struggle, an aggressive battle where you must force your way through obstacles, stress your body, and conquer your environment. But Zen observes the natural world and notes a completely different law. The river does not struggle to cut through the mountain. It simply flows around the rocks, utilizing the natural gravity, and eventually carves its path over time. The grass does not strain to grow. It sits in the sunlight and expands naturally. This morning, you are invited to bring this ancient intelligence into your daily responsibilities. Effortless action does not mean laziness or doing nothing. It means acting without the heavy baggage of emotional resistance. When you wash your dishes, simply wash the dishes without wishing you were somewhere else. When you type an email, focus entirely on the letters beneath your fingers without stressing over the outcome. By removing the mental friction of complaining, resisting, or rushing, your work becomes a beautiful, fluid meditation. You accomplish twice as much while utilizing only a fraction of your internal energy. Look into the deep mirror of your soul and realize how much energy you waste each day trying to fix things that are completely outside your circle of control. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the economic markets. And you absolutely cannot control the moods, opinions, or behaviors of the people around you. Trying to force these external elements to align with your personal desires is like trying to catch the wind with an open net. It only leads to exhaustion, bitterness, and deep morning fatigue. Zen instructs us to draw a sharp line of absolute clarity. Focus your entire mind, your powerful attention, and your divine life force only on what happens inside your own temple. You control your breath, you control your perspective, you control your words, and you control your reactions. When you completely withdraw your energy from trying to manipulate the outer world and reinvest it into cultivating internal mastery, you become an immovable mountain. The storms of life may rage wildly around your base, but your peak remains high in the clear, golden sunlight of pure awareness. The next fundamental pillar of our morning transformation is the celebration of absolute simplicity, known in the lineage as cancel. The modern human life has become dangerously overcomplicated. We accumulate thousands of physical possessions we do not need. We say yes to social commitments that drain our spirits, and we fill our minds with endless digital clutter from the moment we wake up. This complexity acts like a thick, heavy blanket of dust over the brilliant diamond of your true nature. Zen is the ultimate art of subtraction. It asks you to look at your life today and gently inquire, what can I let go of? What is truly necessary for my happiness? True abundance is never measured by how much you can gather into your arms, but by how few things can disturb your peace of mind. When you simplify your environment, your schedule, and your thoughts, you create a vast, spacious clearing within your chest. You find that you no longer need external entertainment, constant stimulation, or validation from strangers to feel complete. You become perfectly content, sitting in a quiet room, breathing the morning air, and watching the sunlight slowly move across the floor. Let this silence wash over your ears like a cool, purifying mountain stream. In this very moment, there is absolutely nowhere you need to rush to, nothing you need to prove, and no historical identity you need to maintain. You are allowed to completely dissolve the old story of who you used to be. If you carried a heavy burden of sadness, failure, or heartbreak yesterday, know that that story belongs entirely to a time that no longer exists. The universe does not keep a record of your past limitations. It only responds to the frequency of your consciousness right now, in this vibrant morning hour. Breathe in the radiant golden light of absolute liberation. Feel the heavy chains of past regrets snapping and falling away from your ankles and wrists. You are free. You are pristine. You are an unwritten book, and the first blank page is waiting for your conscious pen today. Walk into the world with the light, joyous step of a traveler who carries no heavy baggage, ready to greet every encounter with an open mind and an untamed heart. Let us now awaken the majestic energy of radical self-compassion, the sacred practice of treating your own soul with ultimate gentleness. Many seekers walk the spiritual path for years, sending waves of love and peace out to the entire world, yet they remain their own harshest judge, speaking to themselves in the privacy of their minds with words of criticism, impatience, and severe judgment. This internal hostility is a silent poison that cripples your morning vitality. Zen reminds us that you cannot give away what you do not truly possess within your own heart. Today, make a solemn vow to your consciousness to establish a treaty of absolute peace with yourself. Forgive yourself completely for the mistakes of the past, understanding that you did the best you could with the level of awareness you had at that time. Treat your human flaws, your moments of fear, and your emotional wounds not as sins to be punished, but as fragile, beautiful flowers that require your warmth, your patience, and your unconditional protection. Speak to your inner child with the voice of a loving mother, reassuring your soul that you are safe, you are worthy, and you are always enough exactly as you are. As the morning sky opens wide, feel your awareness expanding beyond the tight, narrow boundaries of the ego mind. The ego lives in a constant state of isolation, believing it is a separate, lonely fragment fighting against a hostile universe. But Zen shatters this painful illusion through the realization of interbeing the deep, undeniable truth that you are woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. The oxygen you breathe is the breath of the ancient forests. The water in your veins was once the rain falling on distant oceans. The light in your eyes is the energy of the rising sun. You do not live in the universe. You are the universe expressing itself as a human being for a brief, magnificent moment. When you deeply realize this cosmic connection, all loneliness and fear completely evaporate. You realize that the same infinite intelligence that turns the galaxies and guides the migration of the birds is currently beating your heart and looking out through your eyes. You are never alone. You are never unsupported. And you can step forward into this day with the absolute majesty of an emperor walking through his own kingdom. The long resonance of the morning temple bell now echoes through the deepest chambers of your body, locking in these profound lessons of emptiness, presence, simplicity, and compassion. Your internal chalice is perfectly clean, completely purged of yesterday's heavy shadows, and filled to the brim with the pure, unpolluted water of life. Your mind is like a clear glass mirror, transparent, spacious, and completely unscratchable by the passing chaos of the world. You are fully aligned, beautifully guarded, and completely awake in the absolute center of your own spiritual power. Move your fingers gently. Take one final, deeply grounding breath down into your lower abdomen and let it out with a quiet sigh of ultimate relief and immense gratitude. Smile at the day that awaits you, for you are fully bhakti with the eternal wisdom of Zen. Walk with absolute majesty, speak with crystalline truth, and let your serene presence be a living light for the world today. Go forth into this beautiful morning. May you be peaceful. May you be strong. May you remain unshakable. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.